The thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Danny Gibson here with Dick Girardi, and we're coming to you from the Parks Racing 3rd floor studio, and it is Parks Madness, and Dick and I have simply gone mad, and that's what happens when you pair horse racing and basketball. What a concept. We had 7 exciting stakes races right here at Parks, and we're going to keep it moving today. We have a lot of action.
We are. In addition to the stakes, Danny, we had a lot of former Big 5 basketball players, Penn State basketball players out here to mix, as you said, basketball and horse racing, a little bit of Parks Madness last week.
Well, let's jump right into it. We're going to start with Monday's 7th race. It's the main line. This is for 3-year-old fillies going a mile and 70 yards. $75,000 is the stakes, and our favorite is Girl Trouble, a real standout here.
Yeah, we saw her win a couple big stakes here at Parks since she went to New York, ran a really strong second. She's an overwhelming 1-5 favorite. She's on the rail. She has the speed. She's got a Paco. Didn't quite work out like we thought.
Well, Social Success is our second choice, shipping in for trainer Bruce Kravitz. He's based up at Penn National.
He's always solid. When he comes in, of course, Frankie gets the ride.
Well, here you go. Here's the call, the main line.
On the front end, Social Success, she has about 3/4 of a length over Gold Medal Anna, the opening quarter, 24-3. Girl Trouble biding her time in 3rd, rating just off of these front runners. Right to her outside, Sally's Sassy, then back to Girl from Outer Space and Majestic Creed, who has begun to settle down at the back of the pack as they make their way down the backstretch. Gold Medal Anna has put her neck in front of Social Success, fighting right back. Those two are battling out on the front end. The opening half went in 49-2. Girl Trouble just waiting her turn in 3rd. She's beginning to move a little bit, getting closer and closer to these front runners, picking up some steam as they make their way into the turn. It is Gold Medal Anna and Social Success. Social Success has her neck in front, but here comes Girl Trouble. Your favorite's being asked by Paco Lopez, and she is responding. She is going to go a little bit in between wide for her bid here as they hit the top of the stretch. She has to catch Social Success, who has the lead. Hanging tough is Gold Medal Anna. Girl Trouble looking for a path here in between. She's going to come in between horses. Girl Trouble trying to come up and catch Social Success, fighting on gamely. Gold Medal Anna. Social Success, she has her measured here.
Social Success gets the win with the Hall of Fame ride by jockey Frankie Pennington.
Yeah, he never thought he was going to be in the lead, and then all of a sudden he was, and he was real happy about it. Here's Frankie.
I know Kravitz does a great job. When he sends one over here, he always sends them over to win. So they told me, just ride your race and see what happens. And we jumped out and got an easy lead, and I'm like, this is perfect.
Did you expect to be in front of Girl Trouble?
No, I figured Girl Trouble would be in the lead. I was figuring hopefully if I could sit off her, and that's how this horse usually runs, it'd be great. But when I went to the lead and my horse's ears went in the air, I was like, all right, this is good.
We're going to keep it going. This is for 3-year-old fillies sprinting that 6.5 furlongs. It's in the $75,000 Society Hill Stakes. Chickiness is our favorite for Jamie Ness.
Jamie Ness, the favorite at Parks. What is going on?
And we have a shipper shipping in. Tappin' Josie takes second choice for Horacio D. Paz.
Yeah, nice lines in Laurel Park, Danny, and most recently 2-back claim for $50,000.
Yeah, we'll see if she was a good claim. Here's the call of the Society Hill.
As they make their way down the backstretch, Chickiness, a length advantage over Dream Chaser, tracking in second. Broadway Charlie Rose moving up a little bit closer in tandem with Tappin' Josie. Those three just chasing Chickiness. Then it's back to the gray creative copy, and beginning to move is Empress Ariana. She is picking up steam with every stride. The quarter went in 22-2 as they make their way into the turn. Chickiness has led every step of the way here. Pressure from the outside. Here comes Tappin' Josie. Broadway Charlie Rose also beginning to get into gear. Empress Ariana is flying as she makes a big move around the turn, but Chickiness has the advantage as they hit the top of the stretch. Chickiness with the lead. Here comes Tappin' Josie. Broadway Charlie Rose making her run up the center of the track, and here comes Empress Ariana. Tappin' Josie has emerged with the lead. Chickiness is fighting on. Here comes Broadway Charlie Rose. Anyone's race at this point. Tappin' Josie. Chickiness is fighting right on back. Here comes Broadway Charlie Rose, but Tappin' Josie has her measure.
And what a claim Tappin' Josie was. Nice win there, and this is what you want when you go in for the claim box.
No question about it. We got a chance to talk to the connections about claiming this horse and winning a stake.
very competitive filly, quirky filly to ride. And Kevin gets along with her pretty well, so you know, we took a shot at it and it worked out.
And the fact that she's a PA bred, they were throwing 75 grand, figured make a trip up here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're based there in Laurel, so it's not a a far ship for us. So you know, the PA program's good for horses like her.
And the winning connections, we're certainly excited. That's why you get into horse racing.
Absolutely, and every once in a while it turns out like you hoped.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to go into our first break, but we have plenty more of Parks, Madness, and Stakes action all coming up after this break.
Prove Right is trying to take them gate to wire here. Here comes No Confession.
Peace and Justice. Lifetime, he sired over 60% winners from starters and nearly 40% two-year-old winners from starters. His runners have won or placed in nearly 40% of their starts, with average earnings per starter well above his stud fee. In 2022, his progeny won at 14 racetracks in 10 states. Peace and Justice, standing at Blackstone Farm, PA.
Chapman Ford of Philadelphia is the #1 volume Ford dealer in the Philadelphia region. Again! And we've got new EcoSport, Escape, Explorer, Bronco Sport, and even F-150 inventory, all here and more on the way. And right now, you can lease a new Escape for just $329 a month. Only $329 a month for a new Escape. Or lease a new Explorer for only $399 a month. Just $399 a month for a new Explorer. Chapman Ford of Philadelphia, the #1 volume Ford dealer in the Philadelphia region.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. We're going to keep it going with Parks Madness. This is from Monday's card. This is for 3-year-olds again, sprinting 6.5 furlongs. It's the $75,000 Rittenhouse Square Stakes. Really cool. A Justify, son of Justify is our favorite, Prove Right.
You gotta like Sons of Justify. Did he just win the Triple Crown? It's been 5 years now, 2018.
He already has babies running on the track, and Lewis sends out All Eyes on You for our second choice.
Yeah, good competitive field.
Here's the call, the Rittenhouse Square Stakes.
Prove Right. He has 1.5 lengths over All Eyes on You. No Confession. Right has moved up into second. John Dutton in some clear sailing now in fourth. Right to his outside, El Decimi. And still trailing the field, Praetorian Guard is the opening quarter, 22-4 on the front end. Prove Right is trying to take them gate to wire here. Here comes No Confession. He's drawing within about 1/2 length, putting some pressure on him. Then back to All Eyes on You. John Dutton being asked for a little bit more as they make their way around the turn. Then nothing yet from Praetorian Guard and El Decimi, who's now trails the field. The half went in 46-1, cooking on the front end. Prove Right did the heavy lifting. Here comes No Confession. No Confession coming up to confront Prove Right. Those two slugging it out as they make their way down the stretch, and No Confession has taken over here. No Confession is drawing off smartly under Anthony Nunez. There's a 16th left to go, and No Confession, no problems here as he earns his 3rd win in a row.
And No Confession gets the win, a very handsome son of Into Mischief, a birthday win for Anthony Nunez, 25.
Yeah, just turned 25, got a really nice present with a nice stakes win on a really good 3-year-old.
How good is No Confession?
Nah, that's a really nice baby. I love it. When you got him in the morning, he got a lot of class. I was really confident today because I was last time and he was really good. I see the program, I can stay closer, the speed, and he do everything. He do everything perfect.
And is this a good birthday present for you? 25, is that right?
It's awesome because today is my birthday and he bring me the gift.
And what you guys didn't get to see was Anthony Nunez got doused with baby powder and water from the other jockeys. It was just really fun sight for him.
Very nice birthday.
A day he will never forget. Well, we're going to go into the City of Brotherly Love Stakes. This is for 3-year-olds going 1 mile and 70 yards. Of course, $75,000 was the purse for all the stakes, and our favorite is 90% Maddie, who just took on the Withers.
Yeah, and the Withers was beaten very badly, but whatever could go wrong did go wrong. We know this horse has talent, and Paco Lopez, Butch Reed, rail, speed. I think they might have different tactics than they had earlier in Girl Trouble.
Blue Royal is our second choice for the Castillo family. This is a Castillo family horse rode by the father, trained by the son, and owned by one of the brothers.
Very cool.
90% Maddie. He has 1/2 length over Blue Royal, who's moving up a little bit closer, really tugging on the reins there. The opening quarter, 23-2. 90% Maddie keeping a measured 1/2 length advantage. Then back in third, Run-In Joke, moving up into contention. Time to Cruise, looking to move on a little bit to his outside, Jackson Road, and still nothing from Upstate in the and back at the back of the pack after flashing some brief speed out of the gate as they make their way down the backstretch. 90% Maddie, he's doing all of the heavy lifting here. There's less than a half mile left to go. The half went in 48-3. 90% Maddie. Blue Royal has been a persistent presence right to his outside, beginning to move up in between horses. Time to cruise. It's time to go for him. Dropping back a little bit is Jackson Road. Running Joke still trying to hold his position in on the rail. And Upstate and Back beginning to get in gear from the back of the pack. As they make their way around the turn, 90% Maddie has done all of the work so far. Blue Royal trying to keep up. He is beginning to lose a little bit of ground here, and here comes Time to Cruise. 90% Maddie hits the top of the stretch with a convincing lead, says, "Come catch me." Paco Lopez shakes the reins, and 90% Maddie is responding. He is just pouring it on. Time to Cruise fighting on, but he's going to fight on for a second. It is all 90% Maddie.
90% Maddie taking that step forward, getting the win. Butch has just done so well with the offspring of Wajilia, nice Pennsylvania bred.
It is amazing. We talked to him about it after the race. He referred to him as the local version of Northern Dancer. We were having some fun, one of the great sires of all time. But it was interesting, Danny, sometimes you can't judge a horse by where they finish. This horse got beat 1,000,000 lengths, but Abner stopped riding up in New York, loosened the lead. That was the tactics they hoped to take with Girl Trouble. Didn't. Won by almost 10 lengths. Good horse. We'll see how good when we get better competition.
Yep, absolutely. Here's more with our winning trainer, Butch Reed.
Butch, how happy were you when you made the lead this time?
Yeah. The Phillies triple a couple of races ago was a little disappointing, so I was glad to get him out there, and Clarko got him in a nice cruising speed, and I thought all along he could get her out of ground. The Withers was just a throw out, so it was a good rebound for him.
What did happen in the Withers? Was it one of those whatever could go wrong did go wrong?
It was just one of those days. He just was not on his game. He was making some funny noises going down the backside, and then I appreciate Abner didn't abuse him through the lane, so it was way worse than it looked.
So you knew he had talent last year. To see him win by this much and run this fast, what does that tell you where you are with this horse?
Well, we're not sure, but we thought he'd go long all the time. His big sister, 90% Bryn, was a stone route horse, so we were just waiting for the distances to get stretched out for him.
We're going to go into Tuesday's card for Parks Madness. It was our 8th race, the $75,000 Fishtown Stakes going 6 furlongs. Twisted Ride, the Pennsylvania bred, is our post-time favorite.
Yeah, Twisted Ride going for 3 in a row, Danny, and last time was really impressive, winning by 4 for that man, Michael Moore, who stays hot.
And Butch Reed sends out our second choice, Smooth B, a son of Wajilia. He just loves them.
Yeah, Smooth B closing on $750,000 in his career, and this is the race of the week. This is a really cool finish.
On the front end, Smooth B and 5 Dreams, those two slugging it out through an opening quarter of 22-3 against the wind. Those are some sharp fractions. Biding his time in third is Twisted Ride. Then the stablemates Kadri and Sir Alfred James, followed by 3-2 zone. At the back of the pack is Dreams Untold. As they make their way around the turn, Smooth B has the level advantage, but Twisted Ride is coming. 5 Dreams backing off that a little bit, and here comes Sir Alfred James and Kadri, those two in tandem. Half went in 47 flat at the top of the stretch. Smooth B and Twisted Ride, 2 Pennsylvania breds slugging it out here. These two duking it out. Here comes Sir Alfred James, Kadri from the outside. It is Smooth B pins his ears against Twisted Ride. Those two fighting it out. Twisted Ride and Smooth B slugging it out down to the wire, neither giving an inch. It is Smooth B, Twisted Ride, noses apart, and Twisted Ride may have gotten the nod.
And Twisted Ride gets the photo after overcoming a really lengthy objection.
Yeah, it went on for quite some time, and I thought the right call was made. Twisted Ride, another horse pushed Twisted Ride into the 1, but it wasn't about the first 2 finishers anyway. They were clear of the rest of them. It was just a great horse race. Twisted Ride and the Smooth B, either one of them could have won Twisted Ride at the end.
We didn't really think he should come down. We thought the horses outside of him forced him in, which then took away the horse path inside of him, but I don't think it was his fault. So I think they made the right decision.
That's 3 in a row for Twisted Ride. How good has he gotten?
Yeah, he's really matured. He's got a little older. He was a handful when he was a little younger, but he's real tough. As you see, he battles. It was a battle all the way down the stretch. Got bumped down the backside, battled through the stretch, and still won the race. So he's tough.
You had a great 2022, and you're even off to a hotter 2023. Yeah. What's going on with the bar?
Well, one thing is you win and you start getting better horses. When you got better horses, it's easier to win races. So that's for sure.
Well, Pennsylvania bred certainly have all the fun, and we see if that continues here. This is our fillies and mares in the Penn's Landing Stakes, going 6.5 furlongs. Again, $75,000 is the purse. And Disco Ebo for Butch Reed. And again, look at the family. Wajilia by Catarika Disco, a horse he trained as well.
Again, this horse got $52,000 at the sales. Was off to a great start as a 2-year-old and then had some issues, and we'll explain why in a minute, but heavy favorite off the last 2 powerhouse wins.
Cal Lynch sends out our second choice, Liz Colvin. Really nice filly by Speightstown.
Yeah, and when Cal comes up, he's almost always live here at Parks.
Here's the call to Penn's Landing for our fillies and mares.
Disco Ebo, length and a quarter clear, nurturing, biding her time in second. Center Court Champ, eager to move on. American Pyramid dropping back off of that second flight a little bit. In on the rail is Liz Colvin. Then it's back to By the Best. In on the rail, Sweet Wilhelmina beginning to unroll. Don't count her out. Deco Strong numbers is on the outside, and there is My Beautiful Belle at the back of the pack. The opening quarter, 23 flat on the front end. Disco Ebo trying to take them gate to wire here. Here comes Center Court Champ as they make their way around the turn. There is a quarter-mile left to go. Frankie Pennington shakes the reins at Disco Ebo, asks her for a little bit more, hits the top of the stretch in command. Here comes Center Court Champ. She is digging in and fighting on, but she has to catch Disco Ebo. No one yet from off the pace. Disco Ebo looks home clear here. She is striding clear, drawing off about 5-6 lengths. There's a 16th left to go. She is a commanding winner, getting her 3rd win in a row. This Pennsylvania bred wins the Penn's Landing Stakes.
And Disco Ebo just breathing a different air out there. I mean, a powerful win.
8 out of 16 lifetime, $500,000 closing on. And it's interesting, Daniel had such a good 2-year-old run and then had some issues, just almost a freak accident. Fortunately was able to recover, and she is as good as she has ever been turning 4.
Yeah, she had an accident going to the track. Actually, the reins got stuck and she kind of fell on the pavement and had to heal up from those injuries, but came back with flying colors.
She is all the way back. Which Disco Ebo was always good, but now he's gotten really good. How good are we talking about?
Yeah, she's really moved to a new level. I mean, I knew we were stretching it. It's going to go 6.5. She's a stone sprinter, but she handled it well today. Over a track I don't think she's real fond of either. You know, the track was pretty loose, nice, cold and breezy today, so couldn't be any happier. She handled it very well.
Is there anything else for her around here? You're going to have to start going out of town.
Well, you know, there's all kind of things. We think she's going to have a real nice summer. We actually think she may be a 5/8 turf horse, you know, in the end, because a lot of them do that. So, you know, we'll stick with the PA breds when we can, and but we're not going to be afraid of anywhere. We'll be on the road somewhere.
We're going to head to a break, but when we come back, more Parks Madness and horses on the road to the Kentucky Derby, all coming up on the other side of this break.
It's Hijazi in front, Fort Bragg, practical move.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided nearly 2,800 former racehorses with a safe retirement. The program was created through the foresight of the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association.
We all love animals, and to give back to something that helps us so much, it's a great thing.
Responding to the need for a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retiring equine population at Parks Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
These horses can do anything from hunter jumpers to western to therapeutic riding.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
We want to make sure that our horses that have run so well for us over the years get the great opportunity to get a new vocation.
Out of everything that we've done in Pennsylvania for racing, I think that's the thing we can be most proud of.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please give us a call or contact us at turningforhome.org.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing, and our Jockey and Trainer of the Week is brought to you by Turning for Home. Congratulations, Frankie Pennington. He had an excellent week.
He always does. He's one of the best in the history of the racetrack.
And we have to give Trainer of the Week to Mike Moore. He got the win with Twist of Ride, and he had that nice Pika Chic starter allowance win.
Yeah, he did, and he's close. He's around 40% early here in 2023 after having a great 2022. Congratulations, Michael.
Yeah, him and his wife Liz Moore do a great job. Small but mighty stable. You're going to hear a lot more from them. Be sure on that. Well, we have one more Parks Madness Stakes, and it's for horses going 2 turns in the Washington Crossing Stakes. $75,000 in Treasure Trove for Norman Cash is our favorite.
Yeah, Treasure Trove does nothing but win 11 lifetime wins out of 50 starts.
And Prince of Rain came in from Penn National, but he runs at Parks quite a bit.
Does.
From Michael Zalis.
Hasn't run since October, but when this horse is running, he's a really tough horse.
Yeah, he's got some big numbers. Here's the call to Washington Crossing.
It is Ruby Blue. He has a length advantage over Prince of Rain, who's moved up into second. Tracking in third is going to be Tough Tickets. Then moving up a little bit closer there is going to be Double Crown right to his inside, his stablemate Treasure Trove, those two in the red silks. Gap of 4 back to Forewarned, and at the back of the pack is Wish for Peace. The opening quarter, 24 flat. Ruby Blue, a measured 3/4 of a length. Prince of Rain on the rail, not letting him really get a breather as they go down the backstretch. There is a half-mile left to go. Ruby Blue, Prince of Rain drawing up alongside of him. Beginning to move a little bit closer is Double Crown. Tucked in on the rail is Tough Tickets. Still nothing Treasure Trove, and then Forewarned beginning to pick up some steam. He is improving his position a little bit with every stride. Wish for Peace continues to trail the field. They half went in 48-3 as they make their way through the turn. Prince of Rain has put his neck in front. Ruby Blue fighting on gamely. Here comes Double Crown. Also up the rail is Forewarned. He is really making a run, making up ground with every stride. At the top of the stretch, it is Prince of Rain. He has the advantage of Ruby Blue fighting on. Here comes Forewarned, trying to come up the rail and steal it. On the inside is Prince of Rain, trying to hold off Forewarned. Ruby Blue fighting on gamely, but Prince of Rain. 2 lengths clear. Forewarned charging one final run. It is Prince of Rain. Here comes Forewarned flying. Prince of Rain. Forewarned going to get him at the wire.
And Forewarned showing them how it's done. And wow, he's almost up to $1 million in earnings with that win.
He started at 944, and he's getting closer to $1 million. And look, this horse has won most of his races in recent years in Ohio because he's the Ohio bred, but he's stabled here at Parks, obviously with Uriah. Uriah was thrilled to have a race over the Parks track and see his big horse come running late. Here's our man Uriah, St. Louis. He's always coming from the back. Were you concerned if he was going to be able to get there today?
You're always concerned, but when I saw him moving on the rail, I told Dexter the rail is doing real good, so just stay there. And he stayed there, and then he only got out at the top of the stretch, and he ran his race. Carry 126 pounds, that's a lot of weight to give, you know. So, but he ran good, and I'm happy.
Now, was it nice to win here at Parks? I know he's stabled there, but most of his wins come in Ohio when you go out there for those Ohio breds.
Yeah, most of the wins there, because usually we don't get no race for him here. So when we do get it, you know, we're happy to get it. And, you know, it was a small enough field, and thank God, you know, he did what he had to do.
He's getting close to being, I want to say, your second millionaire.
Yeah.
How cool would it be to get him over $1 million?
Oh, we're praying he could make it over $1 million. He's just trying, he's working, but he'll get there.
Well, we are getting to that time, the Kentucky Derby. So let's talk some 3-year-olds on the road to the Kentucky Derby. We're going to do race recap, and all these have points on the line to get in that starting gate at Churchill Downs. Let's start at Gulfstream Park. It's the Grade 2 Fountain of Youth, $400,000 going that mile and 16th. It is the return of Forte.
Yeah, the 2-year-old champ Forte, Danny, 1-2, number 4, Irad Ortiz, Todd Pletcher, always in a good spot. And man, when Irad swings this horse out, turning for home, he's got a gigantic finish. Forte did nothing to suggest he's not going to be the favorite come first Saturday in May. 98 buyer, won by 4.5 lengths. That looked good doing it.
That is a legitimate horse right there, ladies and gentlemen. Rocket King got a nice second from Bill Mott. He's someone I look forward to stepping forward to as well.
Yeah, Bill Mott. Does he win big races? Yeah, I think he does.
He does. Let's get out to Santa Anita. It's the Grade 2 San Felipe Stakes, $400,000 going a mile and 16th. And we saw a lot of horses get moved from Bob Baffert barn to Tim Yakteen, but they're not going to get the win here.
It's interesting. Hijazi, the $3.5 million colt, is on the lead, the 7 horse, and the Baffert horses, former Baffert horses all around, all now Yakteen horses. But who is this 3? Practical Move is flying by late and is trained by Tim Yakteen, and actually was not transferred from Baffert. This is his horse. Most recently won the Low South Futurity, Danny, and he actually got a better number than Forte. He got 100 buyer. This is a serious contender, but I'm going to tell you, the horse in California, you're going to have to wait a couple more weeks. Arabian Night is back, and he's going to run in the Santa Anita Derby. It'll be Tim Yakteen training. In quotation marks, it's a Baffert horse.
Absolutely. Practical Move going to take a big step forward. Let's go to New York, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Grade 3 Gotham Stakes. I love the Gotham. $300,000. It's a 1-turn mile. But the start, oh, I just cringed at the start. How great is Nate? Stumbles at the start, loses jockey J.D. Acosta. Horse and rider are fine. And he does not win the race.
Nah, just so disappointing. I mean, he was 4 for 4. We saw him win here at Parks in the Future Stars. We also saw recruiter win here. He was undefeated. He was in the hunt for a while and backed out, but Ray's Kane at 12. I mean, talk about a big move at 23-1. He's going to win this thing by 7.5 lengths for Ben Colebrook in the end and Jose Lascano. Ray's Kane, a 90 buyer, and he gets some Derby points.
Yeah, fun fact about Ben Colebrook, he's the original trainer for Knicks Go.
Yes,
and
he
of course, we're going to see how great is Nate. Hopefully get back in the starting gate up at Aqueduct in the wood trying to get those Derby points.
Yeah, and if it's not that, maybe the Tessio to try to get to the Preakness. But yeah, I really felt bad for their people. He never had a chance.
Yeah, and then he wins the race without the jockey.
Yes, he does. But doesn't count, unfortunately.
Doesn't count. Well, it's time for Eye on Racing and a big fun day down at Tampa Bay Downs for our friends and the Grade 3 Lamhold South Tampa Bay Derby for 3-year-olds.
Yeah, typically not a major Derby prep, but you never know. That's why you keep watching.
You never know. And of course, out at Santa Anita, Grade 1 Beholder. So lots of great racing around the country. We're going to head to our final break. When we come back, we're going to talk more Parks Madness, meet some of the stars from Parks Madness, and Dick and I are going to preview a race.
Peace and Justice. Lifetime, he sired over 60% winners from starters and nearly 40% two-year-old winners from starters. His runners have won or placed in nearly 40% of their starts, with average earnings per starter well above his stud fee. In 2022, his progeny won at 14 racetracks in 10 states. Peace and Justice, standing at Blackstone Farm, PA.
Did you know absolutely no taxpayer dollars support the Pennsylvania horse racing industry? In fact, racing generates $1.6 billion that pays taxes, creates jobs, and more, right here in Pennsylvania.
Welcome back, everybody, to Let's Go Racing. And it was Parks Madness out here, but what made it so special was some of the basketball alumni came from some of the local schools.
No question. We had a legendary coach, Speedy Morris, and his son, Keith. We had Ben Luber from Penn State, who's now the coach up at George School in Newtown, and several Temple players, St. Joe's player. It was really cool, and I got a chance to catch up specifically with Mike Rieswick, who played for John Chaney at Temple, had a great career from Morrisville High School, and Rashid Bey, who was a wonderful player for Phil Martelli at St. Joe's. Got a chance to talk to them about Parks Madness and a little basketball. Rashid, it's your first time ever at a racetrack for Parks Madness. What's it been like?
You know, it's been a great experience. I didn't know what to expect. I came out just to meet up with some guys and just have some fun. Then I'm listening to the one and only Dick Girardi. I make my first bet and I lose. So I was like, but it was all fun. You know, he gave me a sure shot winner. I didn't listen to him. Hard-headed guy. But this has been great. I think I'm going to bring my kids out when it gets a little warmer out so they can run around and just see these big horses. They're just moving so fast. It's just an interesting thing. It's just beautiful.
Mike, what's it like to come out to the track and represent your school out here today?
I think it's great. There's nothing like March Madness, and for the track to do something like this and represent all the area schools, I think it's a great way to generate some interest as we approach March Madness.
What a fun day. And I know those guys are horse players for life. Rashid, he got the bug. I had so much fun hanging out with him.
He made the first bet of his life. I gave him the horse. Horse ran terrible. A couple hours later, I gave him an exact. He says, I don't know if exact. It came in cold. Mike Vrieswijk listened. Rashid will learn.
Rashid had a great time. We'll see him back here at the track, that's
yes,
for sure. Well, let's preview our race. We're going to take a look at Monday's 7th race, and I'm going all in here. I got to pick up the slack. I'm going with John Service's Irish Exit, who has been doing really well, had that one up in New York.
Yeah, I like Senior Investment, Scott Lake, Kendrick Carmouche, KC, in for the day on Monday.
Oh, we've been seeing a KC sighting here at Parks lately. We like it. Well, hope you had a great show with us. We love Parks Madness around here. We will see you next week. Thanks for watching Let's Go Racing.
And they're off. Skippy Longstocking has early speed. We the people from in between horses. Taba has got the lead now.